So, we're still doing the MLS All-Star Game, huh? Not gonna lie, it kind of snuck up on me this year. I don't know, I think just because it's been such a busy summer, what with Women's World Cup and Gold Cup and Copa America, the Leagues Cup and US Open Cup and MLS games, and for me personally, I've been trying to watch more USL games. I just went to my first North Carolina FC game this past Saturday. It just seems like the All-Star Game this year kind of got buried underneath everything else. But it is that time of year again, and it is time for the MLS All-Star Game. So, let's discuss. MLS All-Star Game, yay or nay? And remember, if you're an MLS supporter or you're just curious to find out more about MLS, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, let me know what you want to see a video about. Okay, let's debate. Okay, first of all, whether you love it or hate it, let's just acknowledge the obvious. The MLS All-Star Game makes the league a lot of money. It also brings a lot of exposure to the league as well. 2017, for example, MLS versus Real Madrid. That had really good TV ratings, with nearly 2 million people tuning in to watch it on TV in the United States alone. And that's not even counting everyone that was streaming the game illegally online, which we all know there's plenty of people doing that. The number that stands out isn't the FS1 numbers, it's actually the Univision numbers. That means more people were watching the game in the Spanish broadcast. Now, most people watching actually weren't MLS fans. They weren't even watching for MLS at all. They were watching for Real Madrid. And trust me, you don't gotta tell MLS that. They know. But do they care? No, not at all, because they're still raking in the dough with this game. Now, even with 2018 experiencing a little bit of a drop in the ratings, something I attribute Juventus just not being as big of a draw as Real Madrid is, with the TV numbers and the attendance numbers, I mean, compared to regular season games and even some playoff games, the All-Star numbers are more than good enough for MLS standards. You could also argue that the All-Star Game is a recruiting tool for international players, whether they watch it or play in it. Bastian Schweinsteiger, for instance, went on record by saying the 2014 All-Star Game was so much fun that was part of the appeal to playing in MLS, which I'm okay with because now he's playing with my Chicago Fire. It's been done before. Okay, like, the ratings are great, but you're not gonna get Real Madrid every season. Honestly, out of all the All-Star Game formats, MLS versus the international opponent has probably been my favorite because it is unique to the rest of the leagues in this country, and it does make the game matter a little bit more. But it's not new, and the shine of this event has definitely gone down. It's not just an issue for MLS, by the way. I mean, look at the NBA Slam Dunk Contest. I mean, when's the last time you had a really awesome slam dunk contest? 2016, Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon. I mean, that year was amazing, but it was definitely the exception. Because I swear, every year, the reaction to the slam dunk contest is the same. It's, well, that was okay. That one guy was pretty good. I've seen better, I've seen worse. Like, the dunk contest is getting stale. And by the way, this isn't the first time NBA is facing this problem. They already canceled the dunk contest once before in 1997. Same deal with the NHL Winter Classic. I mean, outdoor hockey, that's so cool. But you can't tell me the 11th time doing it is as cool as the first time doing it. It's just not. It's the same deal for MLS. I mean, at this point, we know what the All-Star Game is. We know how it goes down. And even though we still get the big crowds and the laser show in the beginning, it just doesn't feel like a spectacle anymore. It's still fun as hell. Like, I know I'm being super hypocritical after saying it was getting stale, but like, come on, man. The All-Star Game is still so much fun to watch. It's like The Office on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode like 4 or 5 times now, so why am I still watching it? Because it's awesome, that's why. I mean, the All-Star Game, we know what's gonna happen, but it's still a game that only happens once a year, and it's a chance to see a team you will never, ever, ever see again. And come on, you gotta admit, the All-Star Games, they have their moments. Like, remember 2015 when Kaká linked up with David Villa to score against Tottenham? That only happens in the All-Star Game. Or how about 2017, Dom Dwyer crashing to the net, scoring in extra time against Real Madrid to tie it up? Like, that was so awesome. I mean, the All-Star Game, it brings a different kind of entertainment because it doesn't affect the table in any ways, but it still feels like a big deal. it's a lose-lose situation for MLS. Every time. I mean, hey, I may love watching the game, but I hate the social media afterwards. Because no matter what, without fail, you will get one of two reactions. The first, if MLS loses, you will hear, wow, an entire league's worth of their best players couldn't even beat one EPL team. MLS is pathetic. Or two, if MLS wins, oh, so an entire league's worth of players had to play a team on their preseason in order to beat them? MLS is so pathetic. Now, I am an adult with a fully functional brain. I am able to understand that a team, even in preseason mode, if they have been together for any amount of time, they are going to have a massive advantage over a team, or really just a group of players playing together, that have only had 2 total training sessions. Yeah, seriously, 2. They fly in on Sunday, practice Monday, Tuesday, they play the game on Wednesday. I mean, you are asking way too much to be able to expect the MLS All-Stars to play like a Real Madrid or play like an Arsenal or whoever. I mean, let's face it, the All-Star Game is really hit or miss. Like, 2014, that was probably the best All-Star Game I've ever seen. You had the opponent in Bayern Munich, you had the amazing goals, you even had a little bit of controversy sprinkled in at the end. The year right before that, 2013, that was a complete dud. Like, that game sucked. The All-Stars looked completely disjointed, they looked awful, and it's like, that's not even that unexpected, because it's a group of players that have never played together before. Like, in my opinion, I don't think the All-Stars should ever be favored. They should always be the underdogs in these games. And yet, if and when they lose, everyone becomes a critic. MLS is a league that's failing because a group of their players couldn't beat Real Madrid. It's like, come on, give me a break. It is uniquely American. MLS cannot try and be some wannabe clone of the EPL. It has to be able to differentiate itself somehow. And things like the playoffs, the summer schedule, and yeah, the MLS All-Star Game, they do just that. You get rid of those things, I really do believe you will lose more fans than gain more fans. Like, you know, I feel like sometimes it's okay to be the outlier, to go a different path. And who knows, maybe some people will follow in your footsteps a few years later. Like, hey, remember VAR? I mean, MLS and USL, they were really kind of the guinea pigs to this technology. And while it certainly hasn't been perfected and people still have problems with refereeing, VAR is now a part of the soccer world. And a lot of that was started by MLS. It could be the same deal with All-Star games. Like, there's not a lot of leagues that have one. MLS is one of them. And maybe other leagues will look at this and adopt one in the future. I mean, you can't tell me like an EPL or a La Liga All-Star Game wouldn't be awesome to watch. The scheduling is all off. Like, seriously, it's terrible. The All-Star Game is on a Wednesday night, which sucks for the fans because some of us, we have jobs and it's kind of hard for us to stay up late during the week. Put the game on a Saturday or a Sunday, please, MLS. It will be so much easier for fans to watch it. And like for the players themselves, I mean, this schedule is brutal. Like, I feel bad for them because they have games the Saturday before and the Saturday afterwards. In every other league in this country, it's called the All-Star break. But you can't call it the break in MLS because it's just not one. It is just a gauntlet of games back to back to back. Like, please, MLS, if you insist on having an All-Star game, please have it on a Saturday or Sunday. That way the players can fly in the Sunday before, they can have 3 or 4 light training sessions and play, and this way it also gives more time for more all-star festivities. You can have a real skills competition. I know they kind of brought it back this year, but it's really basic. Like, no, they need to bring it back to the old days. My biggest gripe with the MLS All-Star Game is that everyone, the fans, the critics, MLS themselves, they take this game too seriously. Like, it's an exhibition, okay? Treat it like one. Like, we definitely don't need to bring back that big-ass trophy. The state of the league does not rest on the results of this game, so stop acting like it does. Okay, am I rooting for MLS? Yeah, absolutely. I want to see them win. But my opinion of the league does not change whether they win or lose this game. So in conclusion, my final verdict for the MLS All-Star Game, I will vote Yay. But it's a very unimpressive yay, like all lowercase letters, small fonts, because, I mean, I'll watch the game because it's on, but I definitely do think it's time for MLS to start thinking about making some changes to this game. Like, I've heard the idea of having MLS All-Stars versus Liga MX All-Stars. I mean, I have no idea if that's possible, but I really hope it is because that sounds awesome, and I would love to see that. Or even something like, you know, MLS versus pick a player like Mbappe or Pogba and have them choose 22 players on their own, and it could be MLS versus those players. I think that'd be a really cool idea too. The MLS versus international opponent, it's cool, but it's kind of run its course. Like, I think it's time for something a little new for the All-Star Game. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and remember to let me know, MLS All-Star Game, yay or nay?